Yo, what up guys, we've dived in here with a brand new champion guide or champion spotlight for Lyssandra, a legendary champion this time from the High Elves faction. That's how you can recognize them in raid when you see all these gold adorned all over their design. You automatically know they are from the High Elves faction, the richer part of the factions, not the Dark Elves ones who are all evil and stuff. The High Elves are best known for good healers, good revivers, like what do you call it now, Arbiter and others. So that's where Lyssandra is also from, and that faction is quite easy to complete for faction wars. This champion is best known for boosting your champions along. She's there as a supporting character, not as a damage dealer at all. So in this video I'm going to be showing you content where I use her, especially in the PvP and also in PVE content against some Doom Tower stages and all that. So the first thing you should know that the most important skill that she brings to the battle is her A3. That's what I'm going to start you off with, because it places a 30% increased speed on all your allies. That's a good one. That's not all. Increased speed is always good when you have it in battle, but it fills the turn meter of all allies by 30%. That's a huge turn meter fill right there. But that's not all. Also, it also decreases the turn meter of the enemies by 30%. So you get to go first, they get to get their turn meter delayed by an extra 30%. It sometimes gives you the opportunity to actually do your skills again. That means you can sometimes take 2 turns before your enemy can take 1 turn, because you fill your turn meter, you decrease their own, and you have increased speed on yourself. So this A3 alone brings a lot to the battle. You want this skill booked so you can do it again if that's a long battle you're in for. So I do spend books on this champion, and she's well worth it. Now, besides this skill, which she's best known for, which is what she always open the battle with, this is what she will always open the battle with, even if you don't set it as your default skill. She's also known for using this A2 right here to fully deplete the turn meter of the enemy, 100% turn meter depletion right there. So your enemies who are, she will always target the enemy on the team who is like very close to having their turn meter filled. She will not target somebody that has their turn meter almost empty or halfway. She will target one enemy that has turn meter filled. On the A1, this transfers all debuffs that she has on her onto an enemy. So whether she has decreased defense, decreased attack, any debuff that is placed on her, of course, if she's stunned, she can't use her A1, right? If she's slept, she can't use her A1. No, I'm talking about other debuffs: decrease defense, weaken, decrease attack, hex, anything that you have on her, she will transfer all onto an enemy champion. If you only have enough accuracy on this champion, that's when this will happen. Her A3 also relies on accuracy. Yes, sure, you can feel your increased speed, you can feel your own turn meter by 30%, but for you to affect the enemy's turn meter, you do need accuracy on this champion. So for this end of the skill that says decrease turn meter of all enemies by 30%, you need enough accuracy to make that happen, else she will get resisted. Also, this skill right here, you cannot deplete their turn meter if you do not have enough accuracy. So automatically you can see the main thing that this champion needs in battle is accuracy and speed. So having a champion that can be built with only 2 main stats is very, very valuable in raid, because you don't need crit rate, you don't need crit damage, you don't need high HP, you don't need high defense, you don't need a lot of those high resistance, you don't need a lot of stuff. You just need these 2 things: accuracy and speed. So whether you're going to go for perception to make that happen, whether you're going for any other sets, I'll talk about the sets later, but let's check out her aura first. That's not all. Her aura increases ally speed in all battles by 25 and 24%. That means this champion can be in the leader slot in your PvP arena, she can be in dungeons, she can even be your leader slot in Doom Tower. So anywhere, dungeons, anywhere you're using this champion, if you want extra 24% speed right there on your base stats, put her in the leader slot and you benefit greatly from it. For blessings, she's the perfect candidate for this legendary blessing called Intimidating Presence. This blessing is broken in the sense that, you know, it boosts it strengthens your auras while weakens the enemy's aura also. So it boosts your team's aura while weakening their own aura. By how many percent? 2.5%. But if you unlock it fully, it can boost your own by 2.5 while decreasing the enemy's aura by 5%. If you do not have this in a team, most arena champions, most arbiters already have this. So if your arbiter already has this intimidating presence, remember, you shouldn't put it on Lyssandra, especially if you're running them together. But I guess you could still use it in PvP content. Having 2 champions who have this thing does not really do much. It's not like it will stack or anything, no. So at the max extent, it will be a 35% aura increase and a weakening of 20% right there for the enemy teams. So that's the blessing that is best for her. I don't think there's any other one that I would recommend here. Not even some people would like to go for polymorph or brimstone, but she's not there for damage, and the battles she's in don't last for that long that brimstone will help you. That's why I'm sticking to this aura, because I don't always run out with Arbiter. That's why I'm sticking to it. And currently my Arbiter does not have blessings, so that's why Lyssandra has this blessing on my team. Now, the most important thing to build on Lyssandra in terms of artifact set is speed sets. There's no two ways to go about it. Speed is all you need on this champion. Speed, how do you get the accuracy then? Put an accuracy banner on this champion and you're done. Now, if you're kind of new and you don't have enough good speed sets yet farmed up to get her where you need to be, perception is the way to go. Perception could also land you high amount of speeds if you have good perception sets forged already from the forge. So that's a good one. Speed set is the best one. I like to go through my artifact sets and recommend some other ones, but I'll tell you right now that there are no alternatives to speed. If a champion needs to go fast, give them speed sets. So of course you argue that some offsets can give you triple roll of speed, quad roll of speed, but the chances of that happening is slim. Your best, enjoying this speed set right here. An alternate to speed set, of course, is this other one called, where is it? If you have good stats on it, divine speed. This is even more difficult to attain than speed set, so that's why I'm sticking to anything that makes her go fast is what you can put on her. Perception is a good one, like I said, to help her with that high amount of accuracy you need for her to actually decrease the turn meter of the enemies. If you're going to be using this champion for the arena, I don't recommend you try to go high accuracy, because most champions who cannot be debuffed in terms of the what do you call it now, those champions with high resist, right? No matter high accuracy that you put on this champion, you still cannot debuff them. So that's why perception is not the first priority. Speed is the first priority before you think about accuracy. Those are the two sets I recommend. If you have any other sets recommended for your Lyssandra, let me know how you built it, because some might say immortal sets. I don't even want to mention any. I just feel like speed and perception is the best way to go, especially if you've been playing for a while. You have good set on this champion. So what else did I focus on? HP and defense. Even if you can see right here, my chest is a flat stat on speed, yes, but it still has 17. That's why I'm using it on this champion. So even the attack glove, she doesn't benefit from damage, no damage. I just use this attack glove on her because it has double roll on speed, 18 speed. It's my best glove right now for her. Of course, I do have my Arbiter and other champions rocking my best speed set. She's only getting the second hand, the let down one, the ones that they don't need. That's the one she's rocking. So she's not the champion you want to build on your team as the fastest champion. I've seen some fast Lyssandras, no, but I'd rather have my Arbiters and others going faster. I do also have this other champion, Lady Kimi, going really fast, even almost as fast as my Arbiter. So those are my two priorities. But if she's the only champion you have as your speed booster, give her all your speed. If you don't have Arbiter yet, give her all your speed and she'll benefit from it. For masteries, this champion doesn't need damage. No. You're not going to be using this champion against bosses. Even if you're going to be using this champion against bosses, those chances are slim. Like the best place for her is PvP and maybe PVE waves, wave content, not like boss against bosses. Therefore, I did not go towards the offense tree at all. I shifted my focus onto the support tree because she'll benefit from this mastery that allows her to increase her turn meter by 20% whenever an ally drops below 25%. That means she'll get to her turn as fast as possible to use her skills again and again. So I've not finished my mastery yet, but I can't decide whether I want to increase the duration of the buff she casts, or she doesn't do any debuffs, right? So there's no need for her to extend the duration no. So this will not be useful. So I think when I finally finish the mastery, I'll be going for this one over here to increase the duration of that increased speed that she has on her allies. She does need accuracy. That's why I went towards this accuracy 3, and then a chance to, increase the duration of the turn meter again when the buff that she casts expires. So that's the best way to go for her. She's not going towards what do you call it now, resistance, so there is no need for this. You might make a case for counter attack if you rely on that A1 to always remove her debuffs, but I don't think that's worth it. So those are my Lyssandra Masteries that I built for PvP content. Now the next thing I'm going to be showing you this champion is in some exciting battles, but before we do that, the first piece of content I want to show you is the PvP content, like arena, 1v1 arena, 3v3 arena. So if I'm headed to the arena, I'll let you know this fair warning: don't bring your Lyssandra into the battle without doing a speed tune. So I had to just add this on to this video. I see a lot of people build their Lyssandra high speed, you know, just you don't make her work in accordance with your team, you will not be successful in the arena with your Lyssandra. So right now I'm pairing my Lyssandra with my Arbiter. So how to speed tune this team, head over to Deadwood Jedi's arena calculator right there, and you can put in your Arbiter, put in your Lyssandra, put in your other champions, and put in your damage dealer. Yes, you need to put all 4 of them. Type in the speed of your Arbiter right there. I've just exposed my Arbiter speed 359. Put in the aura right there. Once your Arbiter shows the true speed of 391, guess what? Your Lyssandra can be built with 272 speed. I didn't show you my Lyssandra total stats. I'll go back to it. 272 speed right there. So this speed tune will let you know that your Lyssandra doesn't need to be 300, doesn't need to be 350 in order to work in PvP content. But if I head back to my Lyssandra build, you'll see that I did make her go a little bit faster than 271. And that's fine. It's better to go above the speed tune than to be below the speed tune, like this the recommended speed right there. So if I head back to the recently used champion, my total stat for Lyssandra is 312 speed. That's the only stat I'm looking at. After looking at speed, the next stat I'll look at is 294 accuracy. 300 accuracy is mostly enough for some Doom Tower content. That's high accuracy as far as I'm concerned. Even in PvP arena, most debuffers or most damage dealers don't even have up to 200 resist. So this accuracy will be enough to debuff them and decrease their turn meter. It might not be enough for Duchess and those high resist champions like Vogot and all that. No. But it is enough for the squishier champions to decrease their turn meter so they don't have their turn fast enough to take you down. So that's my 2 stats that I'm concerned about. I'm not even concerned about HP, crit rate, crit damage on this champion at all. Let's head back to the arena and do some battles. I'll also showcase Lyssandra in some PvP content. But this is the most important place most people build and use Lyssandra, PvP content. So let's see if I can see some battles to fight. That's a team right there. They are way above me in power, so Lyssandra is part of a speed team. I don't really see her being used in go second teams. So as long as you can go first, she can take action and help you. But if they go first, I guess this battle might end. So I'll start this battle and see if Lyssandra can be boosted by Arbiter, then decrease the turn meter, then I can go in and nuke. They do have a Lyssandra on their team though, so let's see. It's all about who goes first. That's why you want to build sometimes a go first team, sometimes a go second team. But in this case, whoo, they are faster than me, so this battle has ended. Definitely. Or I might cut in. Nah, it's not happening. She did survive though. She did survive because why? She's negative affinity. Let's end that one.
How dare you?
I'm at the top arena gold 5 right now. See, I'm at the very top. So let me hit a refresh and see if I can find easier teams to beat in terms of a complete team, not the simple one-man defenses right here. Did I refresh? All right. Let's see. This team is not, they are not a speed team, so let's just go for them, I guess. Although they might have stone skin on this champion who is in the first place. I just want to show you how the battle is supposed to go ideally. If everything goes right and if you go first, you're supposed to nuke them down before they can even get a turn. Boosted, turn meter decrease, debuffed, and nuke. So this does not give them an opportunity to use their turn at all. Now, if I did not take over right there, Lyssandra might have used her A2. against this champion, which will make it even longer. So sometimes you just need to take over and remove that unkillable. Let me find a team that I can be faster than an Arbiter speed team like this. This is an Arbiter team right here. I'll fight like 3 to 5 battles. Let's test out our skills to see. It's the same thing. Every battle, the same thing. I've not seen her, like I said, being used in Go Second teams. That's why I'm going to be using her only against speed teams like this. This is quite easy to counter though. Put it in slow-mo so you can see it in action. That's all. She has decreased the atom meter, so even the Arbiter doesn't have a chance of cutting in. Even if my Foley is slow, even if my, what's her name? Madam Series is slow, their Arbiter does not have any chance to cut in at all. Thanks to my speed tune, or my excess speed tune. I'm supposed to be at 270 speed, but I'm at 300 and something. So, the last battle, let's see if we can win one more before I take her to PvP content to show you where I use that champion. Now, I might need to bring out a different Nuka right here. Like, what's his name? Because of that's a force team, right? So I'll use this instead. You have to adjust your Nuka according to the damage that you want to do. Not bring a magic affinity champion against a force team like that. He might still be able to nuke, but I don't want to take chances with Foley. Alright, can we go first? Yes, Lyssandra. And that's it. Now if I don't take over, sometimes Madame will go in with her A2 when I'm on manual. And nuke. That's it. So now I've shown you how I use Lyssandra. She's also in my 3v3 arena teams. She works maybe with I use her with a Prince Kaima on that team. I don't use her in my first team. Let me just see the team that works right there. Oh, I already butchered this team already. So anyways, I do have her in my defense. Let's see, have I set up my defense? She's no longer in my first team because I was fighting easy battles. Let me head over to my defense and see if I still have her in my teams. No, she's not in my team 1. She might be in team 2. No, this champion took over. So she used to be paired with what's his face, Prince Kaima in my team 2 to make sure that I do have a chance to nuke them. So she could replace a Lady Kimi in this stage. I only have this because of Lady Kimi's blessing and the chance to even decrease the atom meter. She does more atom meter decrease than Lady Kimi does though. And for the team 3, tanky team right there, full beefy team. Alright, that's Lyssandra and PvP content. Let's head over to some PvE content. The first one I'll show you is dungeon content, because yes, Lyssandra also works in the dungeons. It's not only PvP. So the best one I'll show you as an example is the dragon. Let's just do a short run. I might not even run it to the end. I just want to show you what she does with this team that I put together. No, not this broken team. My Lyssandra dragon team right there. So she can be a leader champion right there because she brings that speed aura, right? And you need to be going fast and also controlling the atom meter. Let me start the battles to see how it goes. I do have a Nuka right there, Royal Guard, to make it a little bit faster. But let's just do this first wave or the second wave and see what Lyssandra brings to the battle. Atom meter control, boost your team along. I don't even know why I have an apothecary in there when she can do the job. That's it. The atom meter is gone. So before they will have a turn here, I will take like 2 to 3 turns before these champions will take a turn. She got resisted right there. There's still that 3% chance of being resisted though. So that's a thing that you cannot avoid. What if she gets debuffed? Let's see if she can. Oh, my Royal Guard is going crazy right now. Whoop, turn meter decrease. Are they going to actually have a turn? Nope. Lyssandra said no turn for you today. No turn for you today. So that's how she was able to control the wave entirely. And none of them was able to have a turn at all. I think the Arbiter did place her increased speed, but none of them else had a turn. Alright, that's what she brings to this team. She's just there to speed everyone along. She's not a healer, she's not a reviver. So you still may need to bring in an extra support unit that brings that functionality to the team. But as a atom meter boosting and speed boosting champion, she does that job perfectly. Just like an apothecary, but even better than an apothecary. Most people will argue that Apothecary is better because of certain reasons, but let's not compare Legendary to a rare. It's an insult. Alright, I'll end the battle right there for Lyssandra Dragon Run, and the next piece of content I'll showcase this champion where I use her the most right now in the end game besides the PvP. The next place of content I use her is in the end game Doom Tower content. Yes, the Doom Tower waves is a nightmare. I'm talking about Doom Tower hard. There are some waves that you can't just get through them without some control. I'm talking about 100% turn meter control, stun, sleep, freeze, control them the entire time. So that's the only way to get through some wave, and she comes in there and makes that possible. She's not in a stun set, no, but she facilitates my other team members who are in a stun set to have their turn going fast enough to make that happen. Right there, that's the team I use against those CP, Rotos, waves, where I simply cannot be fast enough to outspeed them or control their... CP will always do her cleansing with the passive for the Rotos. So I bring in this team to stun some... I think there are some waves there you... Cupidus and Venus, you know, all those ones that are so difficult. Come in there with all a party of stun, and let me just run this battle so you see what I'm talking about. My champions are in a stun set. I'm talking about one champion, especially, what's her name now? She's in a stun set. Seal the Drake is also in a stun set. So I'm relying on stuns and control for this wave, and Lyssandra's turn meter control also, and Lady Kimi's boosting also. Decrease speed out there. The only way I'm dealing damage to this team is poisons, and of course heal reduction to make sure they don't heal. So I'm just controlling them the entire battle. Turn meter decreased again. Stun out there. See the Drake will also go in for the stun. So this team is an entire control team, 100% CC. This battle from the beginning to the end, these enemy waves will not have a single turn. So this is a way of having 100% control over a team, and Lyssandra is one of the champions that is making it possible. She could also be in a leader slot if you do not have a Lady Kimi. I have a Lady Kimi in the leader slot because she has a higher aura of 30% increased speed than a Lyssandra's 24% increased speed right there. All right, 100% stun, 100% CC. I love this wave. This is not something you want to do and sit there and watch, right? You want to start the battle and walk away and come back, and you've won the entire battle. The same thing. Your skills will always be available for you to use. I just love the 100% control of the wave. So Lyssandra makes that possible. Another piece of content against a Doom Tower boss that Lyssandra is especially useful against is the Dark Fae. Yes, a lot of people use her against the Dark Fae because you come in there, you decrease the turn meter of your entire ally team. Now, the Dark Fae is not in this rotation, so I do have a Doom Tower series. I'll cut to it above right there where I use Lyssandra to beat the Dark Fae. Check out that series so you can watch those Doom Tower hard waves and how I beat it. But I'll show you the team that made it possible though. The team that made it possible, I have this save because it requires Hondig and some other big nukers right there. I think I have it as my second team right there. Where is it? That's the team I use for the Dark Fae, right? So 100% turn meter control, also stun, damage to kill my first wave, because yes, these are all squishy champions, and what's his name? Kandrafon can nuke my Miro team, and then I can just go slowly and take the wave, the boss down slowly with this A1 of Kandrafon. So that's the Dark Fae team. Lyssandra is pretty instrumental in coming there with her A3 and decreasing our turn meter, increasing our speed and making me take fast turns and taking that Dark Fae boss. Still, I don't have an auto team yet, but I think Hondig and Lyssandra can make that happen for most people. All right, I've shown you everywhere I use Lyssandra in raid right now. The places that I did not show you, faction was sure I use her, but that faction is not open today. Clan boss Lyssandra, I have never seen her in the clan boss. Never. I've been playing raid for 3 years. Never seen anybody use Lyssandra in the clan boss. She doesn't belong there. Doom Tower sure, Arena sure, Dungeon sure, campaign not so much. You can see she's there busy boosting your turn meter, decreasing your turn meter, and A1. She's not a AoE damage dealing champion, so campaign is not the best place for this champion. All right, I've showcased Lyssandra in all the content I use her in. I don't think I'm missing out on any other one. Hopefully I'm not. Let me know how you built your Lyssandra, how you're enjoying this champion in PvP content. if you're rocking out with your Arbiter or some other speed boosting champion, I've seen some really fast Lyssandras, but I know mine is not that fast because I prefer to put my speed on Arbiter and Lady Kimi than her, although she can make that happen for your team as the fastest champion you can build and boost your team along. You guys hit that like button if this video helps you, and I'll see you guys in the next one.